Hello and welcome to Still Eligible. I am Jack. Pat is to my left, and we are back in the office. Over a month since we've been here recording a podcast. Glad to be back. We're talking a little bit of Space Jam, NBA Finals, Big 12 Media Days, Day 2. And, we're just here to have fun. So what do you say you come along for the ride?
I say yes.
Thanks, Pat.
Yes.
Welcome back.
Yeah, I'm surprised our access cards work today.
It's good to be back. There's more bodies in the office, more people around, smiling faces. We got to check out the new coffee machine. I think that there's a new one, and they might even do cold brew, if I remember it correctly. We might need to pause real quick and go get one.
Hold on one second. Yeah. We'll be right back. We're going to take a quick break.
Get some coffee. This is an early morning podcast for us. Normally we film like afternoon or late night or whatever it may be, 10 o'clock sharp. So
we've been all over recently.
Yeah, we're here. We're back.
Our, what is it, circadian rhythm? Trying to get that back.
I don't know what that is.
It's like your body's natural sleep.
No, I know what you mean. I just don't know what that is. I don't know the last time I slept. I woke up early today. Actually, I made a note of this somewhere. I had to finish Space Jam 2 because we were talking about it today, and I was getting pretty tired this morning, and I went to Starbucks to get a coffee, and when I was coming back in, there's an Amazon guy there. It was like, I don't know, it was like 6 a.m., and he was trying to get in the building, and I was like, I got you, whatever, and I like unlocked the door, and then he needed to go to like, what do they call those bins or whatever? You guys have it in your apartment.
Like the package storage.
Whatever, the package thing, and I like told him where it was at. And this guy looked me in the eyes and was like, you saved my life. I was like, if I saved your life, wow, that's something. So there you go.
Doing his job. You're doing 2 jobs.
2 jobs. That's what we do. So saving lives. There we go. Shout out nurses and doctors and all those people. So Big 12 Media Days. We covered day 1. We did a podcast on the 50. Now we are back in the office, as I alluded to. Baylor, Kansas, Texas Tech, Oklahoma State, and Texas was the day 2 crew. Kansas couldn't make it because of, what was it, flight issue?
Something with the plane, weather, and I don't know.
Kansas is like the flattest state ever. Like, you have trouble getting off the ground or what? But it was cool. We hung out with those guys, not Kansas guys, everybody else. Wore my Texas jersey with the Texas guys. Oklahoma State, Coach Gundy cut his hair. That was a talk of the town. Disappointing.
Yeah, I kind of wish he kept it, but also I think in his press conference when he was asked about it, he said, as like a total football coach answer, like, I don't want to have to worry about cutting it this year. Of the year. So like he's gonna let it grow probably back into a mullet because the football season, as we know, is like pretty long.
Yeah,
so.
He's an ultimate. He had some serious swagger walking around there. All these coaches do. Yeah. Coach Sarkisian from Texas was repping the white sneakers and whatever, and I don't know. It's a little drip fest for him. You don't wear suits every day, so show it off.
We, in terms of people that we got to meet and work with on day 2, just real quick, you talked about the Texas jersey. I did a little pass rushing drill with a Baylor O lineman.
Mm-hmm.
He said that little shock to my ego. He said I probably would not get a sack against him.
Yeah, I would believe that.
I would believe that. Texas Tech guys were
dads.
Both dads, which was surprising.
Yeah. And then the Oklahoma State guys, those guys were cool. I got their names mixed up, but they were having fun. They were the last crew we had come through, and they were them and Iowa State were having the most fun. I don't know. I think like the after lunch little pick me up, and then after doing interviews all day, they come to put on their jerseys and take some photos and listen to some music and have some fun. I think that's probably the most enjoyable part. I mean, we might be biased, but
I think we brought the fun and the energy out.
Yeah, so. I mean, you got all these old reporters asking you questions about whatever, and then you got us. We met a bunch of talented creators while we were there, and photographers and content creators from these schools. So shout out Michael Lark, Ben Porter, Richard Rincon, who were in the media room with us taking photos. They got them on the Polaroids on our Instagram. Check them out. Check out their pages. Great guys, great photos, great everything. And then beyond that, Matt Lang Derek Ochoa from Texas. They put out some elite content there. Clay Bollinger from West Virginia. He's a beast. He talked to us a lot and helped us out with some stuff. Noah Federchuk and Jeremy O'Brien and Joey Johns from Texas Tech. I almost said Jimmy Johns. Noah and I worked together at Ohio State. Jeremy and I went to Miami University together. Good buddy, longtime friend. And Joey Johns, that's your guy.
Not Jimmy Jones, Joey Johns, Ann Arbor guy. So shout out Joey.
He's also freaky fast behind the camera. So shout out Joey. Great guys, great meeting them. Shout out the Big 12 Media Days. It was a good time. So boom, there's that.
Yeah, hope to get the invite again.
You can only hope,
but we'll see.
So go Bucks.
Not those Bucks.
You don't even know what I'm talking about. Go Bucks. The Bucks win the finals last night. Giannis balled out 50 points. That's not bad. He's the first player in NBA history to have 50, 10, 5 in a finals game. So I think that like we're just so used to people scoring 50 points. Like nowadays, it's ridiculous. Like 50 points is like a lot of points.
That's like when you're balling with your friend, like pretending it's like, I just dropped 50. It's like, yeah, okay, that's real. Like that's insane.
That's like some 2K numbers or like some pop shot numbers. Like that's not 50 points is a lot of points, and he was balling out. So I mean, shout out to the Bucks. I mean, I got to read through some stuff here. PJ Tucker, did you see Giannis giving him a hard time for his kicks that he was wearing? He was wearing these Air Jordan 1s, and they had diamonds on them. They were worth like $250,000. They had 32.74 carats on them. So Giannis said he was wearing a house on his feet. The one thing that was weird to me was the 2-time champs T-shirts. Like they haven't won a final. I mean, I get it. You won a finals 50 years. I think it was 50 years ago. Like, all right, man, we get it, but that's weird. Just make a shirt that says, champs or whatever it may be. I found that weird. Giannis talking to his trophies and the press conference. I don't know if you saw that. He was like telling the MVP trophy not to get jealous of the trophy. You
got to talk to your trophies.
I mean, I wouldn't know. Monty Williams, Suns head coach, came in and congratulated the Bucks, so that's cool. Nice little show of sportsmanship there. You don't see that every day, Pat.
You really don't, but it's good to see it. I see a lot of sportsmanship from you, though. So
I'm big on sportsmanship. So I'm just going to keep rolling here. I think one thing that's funny is Devin Booker has to take a flight to Tokyo on Friday.
Yeah, not ideal.
With Drew Holiday. Drew with the J, not a D. And Chris Middleton going to Tokyo. So that flight should be, oh, my God. Just imagine if that was like you and me flying anywhere after the Ohio State-Michigan game for across the world the day, like 2 days after. You would just, oh, man, I wouldn't let you sleep. I would just be in your ear. So that's cool. I don't know. I'm just keep going. IG Live. Giannis went on Instagram Live with his brother. All three of the have championship rings now. And his brother, he's like, I gotta go find the cigars. His brother's like, you don't need the cigars, whatever. That's cool. Shout out them. Giannis said, I could have went to a super team to do my part to win a championship, but I did it the hard way. So that's cool.
Yeah, there's some serious shade at the super teams.
Giannis is 26. I mean, come on, man. I'm 26. I'm older than Giannis. He's a lot better at pretty much everything than me.
Similar builds.
Mm-hmm. Lengthy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's that. What else? I saw Giannis's 2014 tweet. He said, I'll never leave the team in the city of Milwaukee until we build a team to win a championship or to a championship level team. So I guess now we can leave.
Yeah, now I can start looking.
So maybe he'll do that. I think one of my favorite things, I think it was in the second quarter, Giannis had this like crazy block, and it like we'll get into Space Jam in a little bit, but it reminded me of when LeBron's son in the movie like jumped up and snagged the ball out of midair,
like the initial tip off.
Yeah. And he just snagged it out of midair. That's what Giannis's block looked like.
He's doing the power ups. He really is like a video game character.
I mean,
he's a creative player.
He's ridiculous. So, I mean, we talked about it last week. Like, I didn't really care who won. But it was good to see the Bucks win 4 straight. Bucks in 6. Shout out Jenny Fisher.
Shout out
You're repping
Jenny
the
Fisher
shirt
here. Keep showing up.
Yeah. And then I think the last thing on my end for the notes of this, I mean, besides Giannis balling out, and I mean, the fans there were crazy. The fans outside was crazy for a quote unquote small market team. But I think you look at, back to like MJ crying with the trophy or Kobe crying with the trophy with the jacket on, or LeBron, saying this is for Cleveland, or anything is possible with Kevin Durant. I think the classic moment for me was right after the game when Giannis is sitting down in like the courtside seats just crying and whatnot. And it's cool because these guys work their butts off all year, and then to win a championship. I always enjoy that moment, even if sometimes you don't like who wins or whatever it may be.
Oh, you got to respect the amount of work and the fact that it's like years and years of preparation to get to that moment. So I agree. Even if it's someone that I don't particularly like, I'd have to respect the hustle and respect the grind.
Yeah, so that's about it. I mean, it stinks for Chris Paul. You hate to see that.
That was unfortunate.
That's about as close as he's gonna get. I don't know if Chris Paul or Melo will ever win a championship, but here we are. I think Melo. I think if Melo's on your team, you're just cursed.
Yeah,
I mean, he's a beast, but I don't see him winning a ring anytime soon. So, boom, that's your finals update.
I appreciate that.
And I see where this is headed. Go for it.
Appreciate yous. This is the segment we use your catchphrase. We pick some people/topics who did some cool stuff and let them know that we appreciate them. My first appreciate ya is calendars. Do you know why?
I do, but keep going.
Okay, less than 50 days until college football season starts. That was kind of shocking to look that up, and I mean, we got to see the national championship trophy up close.
We did. It said do not touch.
Yeah. Did you touch it?
No. It said do not touch.
Did you steal it?
But they did. That was the only trophy they put away. Like that one, like when we were there late night, that was the only trophy they put away. They kept like the Sugar Bowl trophy, the Big 12 championship trophy. I don't even remember what other trophies were. There was like 10 trophies there, and the only one they put away was like the Fiesta Bowl trophy. Like we almost stole it.
Yeah,
not actually, but maybe considered it. It's a cool looking trophy.
They knew about our College World Series exploits. So
yeah, that's
probably safe. But no, we're excited to kind of get it going. I mean, starting to kind of work on our schedule and do some prep work, and we got some really cool plans in mind for football season. So we're excited. So thank you to the calendars for keeping us informed that is coming up. We probably would have forgotten if it weren't for that. So calendars, appreciate you.
There's no way I would have remembered it's football season.
It would have been like Labor Day, and we'd be like, there's something we're supposed to be doing right now.
Literally right now. No, it is officially football season. I know baseball is going on and whatever, but it is, in my eyes, officially football season. Mm-hmm. Which leads me to my first appreciate you to Adam Thielen. He said that he's watched all of his gritties and tried to improve on them from last season. So he's in the film room. Maybe not how Minnesota fans want him to be in the film room, but I appreciate it. I appreciate a good touchdown celebration, a good dance, and perfection of your craft. So I'm looking forward to the gritties coming from Thielen this year. Gritties all the time. We talk about touchdown celebrations, and it's hard because I feel like you can only be so original, but then someone breaks out a gritty and you're like, how have I never thought of this before? So excited to see what that looks like.
You've done the gritty on film before.
I have, so maybe I need to watch my film and improve on it as well. So
we can have a film room session.
So yeah, we could do that for sure. Adam Thielen and the gritty. Appreciate you.
Nice. We talked a little bit about NIL last week. This was pretty shocking, although shocking and also not shocking. So Bryce Young, he's Alabama's sophomore quarterback. He was a stud recruit, sat behind Mac Jones last season. According to Nick Saban, he's already approaching $1 million in endorsement money for NIL. He has not even been named the Alabama starting quarterback. So good for him. Imagine if he is like the backup quarterback and making that much money. That would be wild. I think he'll be the starting quarterback. He's really talented. But so far his only like publicly announced endorsement has been Cash App.
There you go.
So maybe should we send him a little money to help out?
I think he's got enough.
Okay.
I appreciate that. I mean, you'd like to, like you said, he's probably going to be the starting quarterback, but you'd think if he's not, he's got some more time on his hands to maybe find some more money. So
just go straight advertisements, straight cash content.
There you go. Cash is king.
It is. So Bryce Young, I really think you'll be the starting quarterback, but even if not, you'll be fine. So still appreciate you.
Yeah, invest wisely.
Yes.
All right, so my last appreciate you. I know I said it's football season, but Friday, tomorrow, if you're listening to this on Thursday, if you're not listening to this on Thursday, we drop podcasts every Thursday and listen to it on Thursday. Anyways, the Olympics start tomorrow. Check them out. I don't know. I said it's football season, but the Olympics are here. It happens every 4 years unless COVID happens. And it's, I don't know, something I look forward to. It's like you watch some non-traditional sports over the summer or winter, depending on when the Olympics are. And I don't know, something I enjoy. I just throw it on and whatever. I don't know. They're doing some high dive stuff, and you're like, I don't even know how you get into that, but they're way better at it than me.
I thought you were going to say, I don't know how you get up there. And I was going to say there's a ladder.
Well, that was
thing.
Yeah.
Not a ladder. It's steps, but
Do you even know?
I don't even know. What event would you most want to do at the Olympics?
I want to say something funny, but honestly, my favorite, I used to run track back in the day. I enjoyed doing long jump. So I would say long jump.
I'd want to do.
I didn't ask you.
Okay.
No, what would you want to do?
I'd want to do weightlifting, but instead of like doing, it's all like the clean and like it's like very like movements that are like you have to master them over years. I would want to just go up to the podium and just start doing like bicep curls with some 40s.
Some hammer curls.
Yeah. I'd get disqualified, but
Sir,
that's not the movement.
Sir, that's not the movement.
I'm just trying to get a pump.
Yeah, I don't know. I think we can circle back on some. I don't know. You kind of forget curling's a sport until the Winter Olympics, and you're like, I'm all in on curling. So I think surfing's a sport.
I just said I'm all in on curling.
Not that.
Yeah.
You win. Yeah. That was good. I'll give you that.
Thanks.
I think surfing's a sport in the Olympics. I don't even know what the waves in Tokyo are looking like. I don't know. I might be making stuff up. I thought I saw am I right? There we go. All right. Well, we'll circle back on the Olympics. I just, like I said, I didn't have any notes. It literally just says Olympics. So.
Yeah. For everyone who thinks that this is always planned out, I mean.
No, I had nothing to say.
It just says Olympics. So. What is your most memorable Olympics moment?
Mine has to be Michael Phelps for sure.
Rats, that was mine too.
Well, you got 30 seconds to think while I explain why. I was told I don't know, during the Olympics, like his 9 times at the Olympics, which makes him like 140. People would always tell me that I looked like Michael Phelps. And I was like, I'll take that as a compliment. I don't know if that's real or not. And then like the last time I was in college and I wore, I don't know, it was like 24, 28, 26, 7, 8, 9 gold medals around my neck and an Olympic jacket and a swim cap. I wore a swim cap for like 8 hours that day, and I came home and my head was like, oh man, I think that's why
way too long.
I think that's why I've almost failed Spanish multiple times. But yeah, I think not because we allegedly look alike, but he's the ultimate Olympian. So shout out Michael Phelps. You asked the question, I gave the answer.
Yeah. So I thought of my backup one.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Now Michael Phelps or two Michael Phelps think
Phelps is.
That he knows that we're fans now, so I don't mind doing an alternate. Remember Rulon Gardner, the big heavyweight wrestler who upset?
Can't say I do.
This was 2000, so you were barely alive, probably. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what year you were born, but this guy that he upset, I'm not even gonna. I think it's
please.
Alex. Well, it's Alexander, but it's spelled weird. Carolyn, I want to say. That guy had been undefeated for 13 years, and he hadn't given up a point in 6 years. And then Rulon Gardner from the United States upset him, and that was a huge thing. So look it up if you haven't seen it. It's like an awesome story.
You might have to send me a link.
Yeah, I'll shoot it to you. I'll just text you and I'll say Olympics, and that will be a reminder. So
yeah, also, but you're gonna need to send his name too. Shout out Kyle Snyder too, Buckeye. Speaking of wrestling, that's what sparked my mind, but. He's a beast. I don't have stats to rattle off. Literally, like I said, my note is Olympics. So yeah, I just know he's a beast. He killed it in college. I think he was a 4-time national champion winner, maybe 3, maybe 2, maybe 1. I don't know. I didn't fact check a lot of stuff this week, guys. We're here to talk about Space Jam, and that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take a break and we're gonna dive into it and look at old versus new, Pat versus Jack, if you will.
Yeah.
Welcome back. Still eligible. In the 10 seconds that we were away, I went on Instagram, and Giannis was taking the 2 trophies through the Chick-fil-A drive-thru. So
I went to Chick-fil-A last night, but I did not have trophies with me.
Yeah, you did not win NBA Finals, no. But that's cool. That's fun. Shout out Giannis. So, anyways, Space Jam. This is kind of our main focus for today. I don't really know where this is going to go. We have some notes. More notes than Olympics. And yeah, so Pat, talk to me about Space Jam.
I'd be remiss if I did not bring it back to Tex Avery.
Oh, yes.
We got to shout out Tex Avery,
shout out
your guy.
Tex
Avery. Without him, creator of Bugs Bunny and Daffy Duck. I don't know why we always laugh when we talk about him. He's like a pretty important person in cartoon history. And I guess cartoons are inherently funny, but I just always think of that clip of you. I'm sure we'll make a social clip with that clip of you laughing, talking about Tex Avery.
I forget what it was.
He went to North Dallas High School.
He did elements of something else, elements of Daffy Duck, or we'll have to fact check it.
Okay, let me take that back. I don't know if he fully created Daffy Duck. He might have just created elements.
He literally just did the beak. This guy murdered the beak. Shout out Tex Avery.
Oh man.
Yeah, so OG.
Well, I mean, yeah, again, you gotta.
He died too young, 72 years.
Elements. He had elements, but I don't know. I mean, I know why that's funny, but I just laugh every time. So, I mean, what we watched the old version and the new version. I think we watched them in opposite order. I watched the new version first, and then I watched the old version late last night. And you watched the opposite way.
I did the opposite way. I wanted to watch the second one first.
Yeah.
Because it's new. It's LeBron. It's brand new. It's been out for less than a week. But I was like, well, if we're going to do this, we're going to watch them in order, which makes sense.
I did not. I mean, before we even had this idea, I almost watched it last week, just straight for entertainment. And then
that would have been good, yeah.
Yeah, you guys threw the idea out of let's talk about it on the podcast. And I was just like, oh, my work assignment is watching a movie. So
it was pretty funny.
Can't complain. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think right off the bat, I'm more old school than you, whatever. I probably am a bigger fan of the older version. That would be my initial assessment. I know you're a LeBron guy, so let me hear it.
Yeah, I mean, I think the best part of the original was Danny DeVito. But the second one, I'm a fan. I'm a fan. I like. I mean, obviously, this is 2 grown men talking about cartoons, which is let's get that out of the way from the start. But I enjoyed it. I legitimately enjoyed it. The new elements, the new CGI, the new everything that comes with it. I think that the storyline was there for what it's worth. Definitely more modern. And they took advantage of that. And shout out LeBron. I mean, LeBron's not an actor by any means. I'm not claiming he is. But I think I enjoyed this one more, partially because I'm a kid from Akron,
You're not biased at all,
as we know. But I thoroughly enjoyed it. So we'll get into more. But that's kind of my just initial. I like it better. Not to hate on Space Jam 1. Also, elite soundtracks in both of these. I was making notes at the beginning, when I was watching it, and I was the first one. I was I mean, you come out, soundtrack's fire, and then I realized quickly that they both are great soundtracks in their own right.
Yeah, I don't want to come across as being a movie snob or whatever, but it's I think that the older version, in terms of the jokes and in terms of the storyline, was just I think funnier, and I do realize too, we need to talk about this, that like obviously LeBron is super business savvy and he doesn't do anything without putting a ton of thought into it. Like this felt to me like more of a kids movie, which from the standpoint of like he's got kids, he's obviously thinking about it in a way. Like I read reviews where it kind of said like this is kind of a hour and a half or whatever long advertisement for Warner Brothers, because there's the entire like any movie they've ever made is like in it, and so it's like with all their streaming now, it's like maybe that's part of it. I'm sure that factored into it. Not that I was not entertained, and I will say, I'm not a hater at all. I do think like the father-son storyline here was great in terms of if you're gonna make a family movie versus more of just, I felt like the original Space Jam was more of those like 80s, 90s kind of comedy feel. This was more heartfelt, and I felt more emotions from watching it, whereas the first one I was just like, this is funny. The stakes did not feel as high also in terms of like being deleted in the new one. Kind of felt pretty, I know the first one was like they're going to be slaves or something if they lose, which was also intense, but I don't know. The first one just had more of a fun feel to it, whereas the second one, I will say though, this was like a logic / storyline question. Like, so at what point, why didn't Dom like stop helping the team he was playing for? Because like if he had not made that switch, like they would have all been deleted, right?
What are you asking me?
Like Dom was on the other team with all of the Monstar or whatever you want to say.
No, we're not going to say spoiler. If you're listening to this, you either watched the movie or we're ruining the entire thing. The thing
I couldn't wrap my head around was like he knew from the get-go that like he was going to be playing against his dad, and that if Dom's team won, like
did he know the stakes of it though?
Maybe not. I don't remember. Maybe I'm wrong here. I don't know.
We only watched 5 hours. Yeah.
That to me was just, I was trying to figure that out in terms of does he real, and maybe we got to talk about LG Rhythm first of all.
Yeah, I mean
that's a name if there ever was one.
LG Rhythm, it's an all-time name. I mean, just real quick to go back off of your stuff, the Warner Brothers flex was, I made a note of it early because like in the first movie, Daffy like pulls up his whatever hind end and there's the Warner Brothers logo. And then in this one, early on, they like did a little drone shot of HQ. I was like, oh, that's cool. Like, there's the shout out from both. And then like the entire movie is just all these Warner Brother, like
every reaction shot. There's like the mask is in the back, like every character you
superheroes,
could ever think of.
Rick and Morty,
cameos for days.
Game of Thrones. I don't even know.
Harry
Potter. The Wicked Witch.
Yeah, it kind of just served as
it was unreal
as a reminder
that they do a lot.
They have all that stuff. I just kind of have it pulled up here. Like LG Rhythm says that if the Toon Squad loses, the viewers will remain there for eternity, and the Looney Tunes will be deleted permanently.
Yeah,
which is pretty intense.
That is intense. I mean, Serververse. I like the name Serververse more than Moron Mountain personally.
Yeah.
I think I looked up Moron and it just said a stupid person. So I am offended by that, and that's more reason why I like the new one. I don't know. I think one of the funniest parts for me of the new one was at halftime when they bring in Michael Jordan. Michael B. Jordan.
That I loved. I laughed at that. I thought that was great. That's a super strong cameo and super strong joke. I don't know. What did you think of the basketball?
Actually, funny you bring that up. I made a note about that too. It's like I don't remember the final score of the Michael Jordan Space Jam, but I think it was like 77-76 or something like this. This final score was like 1,200 and like 52 to 1,251. I don't call me out. That's definitely not it. But it's over 1,000 points.
Yeah.
So I think it's just a nice representation of modern day basketball. No defense, higher scoring. Back in MJ's day, they're tackling people and more fouls and whatnot. Granted, there was power ups and whatnot, but take that out of the situation.
Yeah. Got to mention Just because I know we watched The Last Dance, like when it came out.
Mm-hmm.
I had heard, the whole like Jerry Krause hate between him and Jordan. Danny DeVito's character kind of resembles Jerry Krause a little bit.
Yeah.
Do you think that was deliberate?
I didn't even think about that until now.
And then in terms of other people, I'm trying to think if there was any other shade kind of thrown. There were some jokes at LeBron's expense, but like he obviously signed off on those. Like,
yeah, he said like early on algae. If you say algae, it kind of sounds like algae, and then if you add the rhythm, all right. Besides the point, early on he said something like to Bron's son. What's his name?
Well, there's Dom.
Dom. Yeah. And he's like, where'd my dad go? He's like, he left Cleveland and Miami and Cleveland again. I was like, all right, that's pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, he got him, but also LeBron is kind of signing off on the script. I don't know. I feel like there wasn't
LeBron going to the premiere is like, what the hell?
I don't think there was a ton of shade. And then in terms of the NBA players that were used and the WNBA players that were used, I feel like they did a good job of. I mean, they threw some shade at Anthony Davis for like the brows, but like he's used to that by now. It was I think it was more. Not that the original wasn't family friendly, but this just to me felt like it was way more thinking in terms of what kind of stuff do kids want to see and what kind of stuff do parents want to see as, it's something where they're going to the movies together. Whereas I think the first one with Jordan was more of like, he was such a big star. Not that LeBron is not, but like at that time, pre-social media, it was like he had the most star power arguably out of like anyone, sports or non. So it was like, why not make a movie?
The Goon Squad intros were way more elite this time around.
Yes.
Obviously they got more technology and whatnot, but they were sweet. I think, like you said, the Goons were sweet. Damian Lillard coming off the bench, I was offended for him.
Mm-hmm.
He was he was my favorite Goon for sure. But yeah, I think that Dame time. I mean, I get the whole it's Dame time, it's time for Dame time, whatever it may be. But they should have. I don't know. I think he deserves a starting role for sure.
That was odd and good for him.
He's top 5 in the league, let alone top 5 on the Goon Squad. So
yeah.
Who was your MVP?
Whew.
I've got one, but I want to hear yours.
I think it's got to be like Wile E. Coyote, right?
I mean, he had that Oregon basketball machine, whatever. Yeah. I don't know what you call that.
I mean, I feel like he kind of again, I don't know the final score. And I think the whole point of the movie is like the final score. It almost like didn't matter, but I feel like when he went on that run and there was like multiple versions.
I mean, he dropped like 700 points in like
once.
30 seconds.
And don't you have to check the ball back in after?
Well, there was that one where they just bouncing off LeBron's forehead too. I mean, that dude's got CTE after that.
LeBron definitely needs to go into concussion protocol after that game, which is I'm sure he did. But
I had Wiley as my honorable mention. My MVP was Granny.
Yeah, she crushed it. That was my other one.
She took Dame time from whatever to 132 and just slowed him down and made him old and wrinkly. So I think that was it for me. Like I said, Dame time came in hot. She slowed him down. No one else could slow him down. She hit him with the, I don't know, walker to, I don't know, she started doing some stomp the yard stuff and then threw it back for a bit. So shout out Granny.
Two things I got to point out. The, Porky Pig rapping. What was that?
So I told myself going into the movie, like, no phones. Like, we're watching the movie.
Yeah.
And then I went on Twitter
mm-hmm.
and I look up and it was like that moment. I'm like crying right now because it was so funny. It was like middle of it and I'm like kind of zoned in on Twitter for a second. I don't know if it was like a lull before that or if I just needed to check Twitter for whatever reason. And I looked up and Porky Pig's going in and I was like, what am I doing? It kind of like set me back for a second. And I was like, dear, oh my.
Yeah.
So that was, I'm actually crying. Watch the YouTube version if you're not, at whatever minute mark this is.
It was a lot. And then I think Bugs,
Bugs is all time.
Bugs is all time.
Bugs was my favorite cartoon growing up.
Yeah, he's the man. I think he's not like the all-star, he's not the MVP, but he did sacrifice himself. That was you talk about like
He did.
being a good teammate. It's all about the team before the individual, and literally you could not do that more than sacrificing yourself. Luckily, he's a cartoon character, so it's like obviously he can't die. So then he's hanging out with LeBron for a little bit, kind of staying at his place, bunking up. So I don't know. You still got to give him props. I mean, maybe he probably knew that in advance that he couldn't die, and that's why he sacrificed himself.
You're not wrong.
So I think he probably got credit, but at the same time, I mean, I don't know. For dramatic effect, it was good.
You sent me one clip about this movie and I was expecting you to come out hot with this, but you didn't, about Akron early on. Do you have anything to say about it?
About Akron?
Like how the movie like starts and taking place in Akron. Do you remember the clip you sent me? The clip no, I get this. Never mind. I don't know. It was gonna be funny if you delivered it, but it was like the clip you sent me was like, what the hell is this? Like it takes place in Akron. The intro takes place,
but it's like California is like in the background.
Yeah, I was actually like, I thought you were going to start with this, so I already had this pulled up from the ohiohistorycentral.org because there's mountains in the background, but Akron is a Greek word, shout out Giannis, shout out Sandra, that means elevation or point. So I just wanted to make sure I got my two, because I looked it up, but there's hills all over Akron. So I totally took it away from Space Jam, but
see,
I thought you were going to come out singing with that.
I think so.
You sent me one clip, and I was like, he's got to talk about this.
I think that came from the Still Eligible account, because sometimes we'll accidentally DM stuff.
Well, yeah, but did you send it, Sandra?
I think Sandra sent it.
Oh.
I didn't send it.
Okay.
When it comes from the Still Eligible, if you ever get a DM from the Still Eligible account, just know it could come from any three of us, because
maybe I should just start doing that. Guess who sent it?
Guess who? DMs, guess who? I mean, yeah, it was whatever. It was a similar setup in terms of the beginning of both movies. Like it's both young Jordan and both young LeBron kind of like playing and whatever. But from kind of like the second scene on, it was obviously very different. I will say, like, when you think about movies like from your childhood, like you can really, it's amazing how much you'll like forget and how much you'll think. Like I thought Bill Murray was a huge part of the original Space Jam. I did not realize at all that he literally comes in for like the very last 10 seconds.
10 seconds. And that's why I almost thought that after watching the first one, I thought that instead of Bugs taking that shot, it was almost going to be Michael B. Jordan coming in and taking that shot, because it was kind of similar. I mean, not really similar characters,
like
but like the only like celebrity that was kind of like super involved in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
So that's cool. One thing that I was looking for, which didn't happen, but like you saw this goes back to the Suns Bucks for a second, but the other day LeBron brought his own tequila to the game, like his own bottle. So I thought at some point they were going to do like LeBron's secret stuff and like just him housing tequila on the sideline there. I think that would have been hilarious.
That would have been great. I don't know. I don't know if this would actually be a good note for them, but like I would have liked to see, you always hear about how good LeBron was. I mean, this, like in high school, he was an amazing receiver. It could have been fun to have him like trying to play tight end in the NFL, similar to Jordan playing baseball at the beginning of the last movie. But again, it was more of a family movie. And LeBron's not doing that, so
I made some notes about that because, like I said, I came into this with the mentality of this second one's gonna be better.
It will be better.
Yeah, like, I was I'm gonna make it better. So like I started taking aggressive notes early and often. I was like,
let's hear so.
I said the intro is corny as hell. He talks about like it's like little Michael outside playing little Michael. Oh, that's bad. Oh my! All right, so the intro was corny as hell. It was him and his dad outside shooting hoops, and he's like, "It's time to go to bed." And he's like, "Can I shoot one more?" He's like, "Yeah, shoot one more. Shoot until you miss." Or he makes it, and he goes, "Shoot until you miss." And he goes, "My dream is to play basketball at North Carolina." His dad's like, "That's a great school." And he goes, "And win a national championship." And then he's like, "And then play in the NBA." And then he's like, "Play baseball like you, Dad." And then I was just like the ultimate corny thing. And then at the cause whatever. Then he goes and plays baseball, but then at the end his dad's like, what are you gonna do after that? Fly? And then like Air Jordan, whatever. I was like, this is the corniest thing I've ever. And then it goes into a 9-minute montage of Michael Jordan and saying like so and so, took a photo in this movie. Like you do all the intros of who helped out with the movie.
The old school intros were.
I literally like fell asleep during the intros. It was so long, and I was like, all right, if I wanted to, watch Michael Jordan highlights, I'd go to YouTube and type in Michael Jordan.
You can totally tell that movie intros from like pre-social media versus because now it's like to the point. Like now they roll the credits like over a scene.
Yeah.
Whereas back then it was like, here, watch 10 minutes of a photo montage of Michael Jordan, and it's like I got YouTube for that. But that's just an interesting generational thing.
I did like the full circle though of the, fake retirement at the beginning, and then a fake retirement at the beginning, and then coming out of retirement at the end for MJ. And then one thing I forgot about, which I don't know how I forgot about. I don't know if I necessarily forgot about it, but brought back to my attention was MJ wearing his North Carolina shorts underneath his shorts. Like that's pretty cool.
That was like real, but like everybody wears like I wear like compression shorts. Like so he was wearing two pairs of shorts.
Yeah, and I guess that's why he invented the baggy short. And that's why the baggy shorts became a thing. Shout out Allen Iverson.
History lesson here.
History 101.
Including Tex Avery.
My first ever Cavs game was against the 76ers, and the Cavs were trash, but I gotta see AI play, so that was cool.
Soundtracks, like you said earlier, both great. I mean, the original one, you kind of have some of that jock jam type vibe going on, which I love. Mm-hmm. What was do you have a favorite song off the new soundtrack?
I mean, like Space Jam with isn't like Lil Uzi Vert in the Space Jam? I think so. I don't know. I don't remember. Let me look it
Pump
up.
Up the Jam, Lil Uzi Vert.
Yeah. That was. I actually listened to the Space Jam new soundtrack the other day, and I don't even know what I was doing. Maybe some laundry.
Yeah,
doesn't make a difference.
You got to have a laundry soundtrack. I mean, the original, had like Seal, Fly Like an Eagle. It had some. I mean, what was it? Basketball Jones, right? Is that?
Yeah, I don't know. You're looking at it.
I mean, yeah, no, it had some. I mean, I don't know why I'm questioning it. I'm looking at it, but I'm making it seem like that's what we do.
Another one of my favorite parts. I'm just looking through some of these notes. Was I actually laughed out loud early in the Space Jam 2 was when LeBron went from Bron as a person to Bron as a cartoon.
That was good.
And he comes out and he does this like grab and flip his beard and his hairline, because like as it happened, like when he came out, I was like, they kind of did him a solid with his hair. Yeah. And then instantly, like as I'm thinking that, he like grabs it and flips it, and I was like, there's the hairline and there's the beard. They fixed it. So that was funny.
That was a good gag. Followed immediately by the classic Bugs Bunny painting a tunnel.
Oh, that's all time
against the wall, and then running through it, and then LeBron hitting it. Which
that's all time.
Yeah, that's just. You just got if you fall for that.
They showed a few love to other things. The D Wade LeBron dunk.
That was cool.
It would have been cooler if I don't know. Shout out Lil Bunny, but like it would have been. I think it would have been cooler if LeBron was being LeBron and she was being D Wade. But hey, it is what it is. So that was cool. Al G was repping like the Belichick look for like 10 seconds of the movie, so that was funny.
He did there was the Bob Knight reference of throwing the chair.
Oh yeah,
he had that red sweater on. I thought that was interesting. And
there's so much to unpack. It's probably one of those. I mean, like all movies, but you watch it the second time or third time, and you probably pick up on so many different things. So, I was looking at this strictly from a critical point of view.
Yes. So, I mean, for what they are, I think they're both good movies. Just again, I gotta stand my ground here and say I prefer the first one, but I'm also a dinosaur. So.
Yeah, you are. I think that when I was watching both of these, I got two movies, and you can say what you have to say if you agree or disagree. But the first movie reminded me of Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, that kind of vibe.
That's kind of.
I don't know what I mean by that, but like if you watch the first one again, just keep that. This is an old school '90s vibe, even though I think that was made in the late '80s. And then the second one, I don't know why I got this vibe. I think it was maybe because of Al G, but I kind of got like a Spy Kids feel to it.
Yeah, that's a good point, actually.
I don't know why I'm saying that. I'm just talking. If you're listening to this and you agree, thank you. If you don't agree, Who cares? So Space Jam 2 better than Space Jam 1. LeBron better than MJ. That's pretty much what we agree on, right?
No, but we need to wrap things up. So I thought the opposite, but
It's 11:10 and I'm getting hangry. So what do you say we break it up and then we can come wrap it up and we'll be right back.
All right.
In the 10 seconds that we took a break, Giannis was seen going through a Taco Bell with both of his trophies.
Really?
No, I just made that up.
Oh, that would have been. I thought that was.
He's just hitting every fast food joint in Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Used to call that a grubathon when you go to like multiple different food spots.
Is that a thing?
Yeah, but my
what was the
metabolism
YouTube guy
does
that
not
like
allow
put
for
like
it.
19 like tacos and hot dogs and burgers together and would just eat them all?
Is he still alive?
I don't know. But shout out the Bucks. Congrats to them. Aaron Rodgers won't be in Wisconsin this year, so
Sounds like it.
congrats on getting one championship because there's no way you get another. And this might come back to bite me in the ass, but we'll see.
Yeah.
So, Pat, you want to hit him with a recap? You got anything else to say? What are you feeling over there?
What am I feeling? I mean, we, talked about our Big 12 day, talked about the Bucks. Shout out Giannis, gave some preciate yous.
Give him a go Bucks.
Go Bucks, but not those Bucks.
I'm
not those
clipping
Bucks.
that. I'm
not those
clipping it.
Bucks.
It doesn't matter. I'm
Not those
clipping it.
Bucks.
I'm editing it. I'm clipping it.
Not those Bucks. Rats. I should
Oh.
not have said
Oh.
that.
Oh, yeah. I will use that
no.
for infinity and beyond.
Gosh. But I said it so fast after, but it wasn't fast
Oh,
enough
I can
'cause
cut
in
that.
Premiere.
You just wait till week 12, baby. That's all over.
Rats.
Oh, you were recapping, Pat. Carry on.
I think I need access to this footage before we export it. And then talked about Space Jam, and the original one is better, obviously. Yeah, we're starting to kind of focus on football season.
Gear up for football.
So you may be seeing fewer podcasts this month while we're preparing.
It's not a you thing. It's an us thing. A lot goes into these trips, and we want to hit a home run. I'm probably not hit a home run. Kick it out of the park. I don't know.
Kick it out of the park?
I don't know, man. I'm hangry. I'm just trying to have fun and be fun and whatever.
You're a fun guy.
There might be less podcasts this month because
There
we want
will
to
be.
focus on the fall.
Let's.
There might be. Who knows? We might do more podcasts this month. We might.
I don't think so.
Probably not. But
let's.
we're probably gonna do less. We got a plan for the fall. We're going traveling all these places. We're gonna come out. We'll tell you where we're going at some point. It's a secret for now. And a lot goes into it. We want to do fun stuff, go to cool places. And this is the stuff we've been telling you since we started this podcast.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what number we're on. Like, what are we number? What number?
23?
Is it 23?
23.
Shout out Bron. Shout out MJ.
Yeah.
What do you know?
Wow.
And that come full circle.
We planned that. We started the job specifically so that this episode would line up with Space Jam.
We took a few weeks off on purpose.
Mm-hmm. we had a weather. We had the weather specifically cause a winter storm. That's never happened.
Yes.
We think this stuff through, like we're going to think the football ideas through, which is why we need time. We need to like buckle down, get some stuff in place, trying to get some access, trying to get some players, some coaches, some alumni. Just and go to all the cool spots and do all the cool things. So if you have recommendations or ideas for us, we're working on the schedule too. So
yeah, the three cities we know enough about are Ann Arbor, Columbus, and Starkville, Mississippi. Because God knows that is on the 8th day God created Starkville, Mississippi. So
on the 9th day He created Braswell.
Well, I think that was all together. So, thanks for listening. Still eligible. Episode number 23. I haven't done an episode number drop in a long time, but here we are. There's the music, and I'm going to stop talking.
Hopefully this episode performs well in the LG rhythm.
Bang.